everybody, so today I've got something new to the UK, and we've fairly recently just got Creed Viking. Just found it in a shop in my nearby shopping centre, and I had to ask for a sample because of course everyone's talking about it and I want to talk about it too. So I sprayed it on my hand, and this was around about 6 p.m. and it's now 10 p.m. So we are talking 4 hours. So it's been on my skin 4 hours over here, and then here it's been, I just sprayed it for a video that didn't work out. I just sprayed it about 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to do up here for the opening. So we've got 3 different stages kind of. Oh, there's kind of a misfired and it's in here. Anyhow, so let's start. So when you first spray this, what I get, when I very first sprayed it, I thought it smelled a little bit solvent-like, you know, like white spirit, or you know, something you paint on fences and sheds and stuff. It's really strong and a bit boozy smelling, but that might just be the alcohol. It smells a little bit medicinal as well, and I can smell like a slightly off patchouli note, but what I noticed is that changes quite quickly. So I sprayed it at 6 p.m. Then I walked around for a tiny bit longer, and then I went to my car, and within sort of 10-15 minutes I was checking my hand again, and I was getting, so that's probably about where this is now. I realise it's very, very spicy, which you don't necessarily notice because the weird kind of solvent-y thing is more dominant when you first spray it. But then once it settled a little bit, it definitely was really, really spicy, and I was thinking, is it cinnamon, is it nutmeg, is it a whole bunch of hot spices? And then I remembered that it's got clove in it, and yes, it definitely smells like clove. In fact, it reminds me of like the clove oil that you can rub in your teeth and gums. Also brought to mind cinnamon toothpaste and cinnamon chewing gum, very warm and spicy. But it also smells like there's black pepper in there, so I'm picturing balls of black pepper, you know, and then you freshly grind them, so they're really fiery and sparky. So I'm smelling clove and black pepper, but there's sweetness going on, which I guess would be something a bit like tonka. There's a tiny touch of soapiness. I had my brother smell this and his wife at dinner just now, and they both said it smelled soapy. I also noticed a tiny bit of ambroxan kind of just creeping out underneath the spiciness, and also something that could potentially be tobacco. But this doesn't smell like tobacco vanille at all. It's very, very spicy and warm, and not vanilla-y. It's more of a slight tobacco tonka kind of mix, but then the ambroxan is making it more masculine. It definitely smells like a man's fragrance. It smells like someone that would chop wood should smell like this. Chopping wood in the middle of winter, in a lumberjack shirt, you know. It's definitely quite rugged, but at the same time very smooth. It feels very cleverly blended. It doesn't smell rough in any place so far in the 4 hours I've been wearing it. Nothing mega stands out as, you know, as a bit off. Nothing kind of chinks and clinks with the other notes. It all kind of fits together. I feel like there's I feel like the cloves have been macerating with the black peppercorns for quite some time in a jar by the window in the sunlight, until such point that the cloves and the peppercorns have all become one, and that's the point that they then add that to the perfume. So it just feels like the cloves and the peppers are there together, and then they are most dominant for the first sort of 2 to 3 hours. It's very warm and spicy, but over here now we've got 4 hours in, and a lot of that spiciness has calmed right down, and I'm getting a lot of vetiver. It smells very woodsy, very vetivery, and it reminds me, for those of you that have tried it, Bentley Infinite Rush. So I know everyone's familiar with Bentley Intense, but there's another flanker called, or there's another Bentley fragrance called Infinite Rush, which dries down to a very dry woodsy vetiver, and it is actually quite similar. So it has definitely got a journey. This fragrance changes on your skin, which is a very good thing in my book. Is it going to beat Aventus off the throne? No. I tell you why it won't, because it's a little bit love it or hate it, because it's very spicy. It's extremely spicy, and there's a lot of people that aren't enjoying that clove opening or that clove note in there. It's not going to be for everyone, and it's not going to suit all seasons. I think with Aventus, suits every single season. It's going to be pleasing to 99.9% of people that smell it. Men absolutely love Aventus. Most women really like it, and this Creed Viking, it's not going to have that mass crowd pleasing thing at all, I don't think. I quite like it, but I don't think it's worth the money. I don't think it stands out that much, and if I want something really spicy, then I would actually pick Givenchy Gentleman Only Intense. I think that's an amazing spicy fragrance with a good journey to it as well. If I want something that ends up as a dry, woodsy vetiver, then there's a whole bunch of things I could pick. But like I said, you could do Terre d'Hermès, or you could do, as I say, Bentley Infinite Rush. It's quite pleasant. It smells a bit like a cedar wood vetiver. Some sweetness from like a vanilla or something, and still a little bit of the spices left, but not so much. But yeah, I don't think Aventus has got one little thing to worry about here. However, I do think it's worth checking it out. It's worth giving it a sniff, see if it's up your street. I personally am really glad to have tried it. I won't be wearing it myself because it is a bit too masculine for my taste and a bit too spicy. I like a bit of spice. I really like a bit of spice, but it's just a bit too much for me. I could picture, I think my dad would wear it quite well. And as I say, I'm definitely a man's man. And if you're looking for something, it's got a bit of beef, then it could be up your tree. But I don't know about the Viking. The name Viking, does it evoke, or does the fragrance evoke Vikings? Not really, no. I was thinking Vikings, pirates, kind of same thing. So I was hoping that there would be some little bit of booziness, some spices, maybe some driftwood, or some barnacles. Maybe not barnacles, but you know what I mean. I was kind of thinking along those lines, and it's not like that at all. I don't get any aspect of like a sea breeze, nothing like that. It is all about these spices, and then the boring kind of vetiver, woodsy, slightly sweet dry down. So that's my thoughts on Viking. I am not writing home about it, and I am not blown away by it. But I do think that if you're interested and you want to sniff it out, you should. You might have a different opinion to me. I'm just a girl. This is my nose, and this is what I think. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.